So there's the audience. Okay, making sure y'all can see me. Okay, so the average person will drive around 10,000 miles per year, and with roughly they need to do an oil change every 3,000 miles, but if you're like me, that doesn't happen. And this results in nearly 900 million oil changes a year throughout the United States. So I'm going to go through the steps and show everybody how to check your oil and fill it if needed. So I guess let's get started. The first step that you need to do is to lift or pop your hood. And the first step is to find the lever that is located directly kind of to the left of underneath your steering wheel. So I'm going to go do that real quick. Okay. And once that is popped, you'll come around and reach underneath your hood, and most likely there's either something you need to lift or pull forward, and that releases your hood. So then you'll use this little stick to prop it up and hold it open while you do your oil check. So the next thing that you'll do is, now that I have explained how to properly lift the hood, and it's almost easier if you, in most new cars, there's a manual that's located, and I keep mine in my glove box, and that also will show you how to properly lift the hood of that specific vehicle. So now that the hood has been opened, and we can properly see where the dipstick, which is the tool that will be used to open it, or to check your oil levels. And most likely the dipstick always has a yellow or orangey kind of look to it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's located right about here. And so I'm going to demonstrate and let you guys see what it looks like. Right now I'm just cleaning it off, so when I check my oil, I'll have a clean surface. And there is the yellow, and it always is bright yellow, bright orange, so you can see what you're looking at. Okay, now that I've properly cleaned off my dipstick, I am going to reach in and let the oil, different dipsticks have different line of measure. I know you probably can't see it. Mine has an F and an L, and that's for full and low, and that gauges on if you need more oil or not in your engine. So I'm going to go ahead and dip it back into the oil gauge, and you stick it all the way back in until you hear a click, and then you're going to let it sit for a second, and then you're going to pull it right back out, and then that's all your gauge. You can't really see it, but mine is right there next to the F, so my oil is pretty good right there by the full level. So I'm not going to need an oil change for a little bit, which is good because I don't do it as often as I should, so I'm really happy I have enough right now. So then you will just insert it back into the little gauge. And those are the simple, easy steps to how to check your proper oil levels. So now that I've properly talked to you guys on how to lift the hood and how to check the oil levels, now we're going to discuss how you add oil as needed. Different brands of cars have different specific oils that they like to use. Mine is just generic. It doesn't need synthetic oil or anything. Since I don't need any oil, I'm not going to actually show you guys how to add oil, because then I would obviously have too much, and that would be just as bad as having too little. But it's very crucial to make sure that you watch your oil levels, because a car cannot run properly without the correct amount of oil. If you add too much or not enough, it could really damage the working ability of your vehicle, and the cost of repair would severely outweigh the simple cost of just getting your oil changed. However, if you do check your oil and it looks like it's kind of halfway, kind of not, yes, you technically have good oil, but if it has a grainy kind of material, then that means that your oil is old and you need to get new ones. So then that would be when you would go to your local auto repair shop and actually get your oil changed so they can switch it out and get new clean oil running through your engine system. So first you should find the oil fill location, and I hope this doesn't make anybody sick, but I'll have to show you guys this. Right here, this is my oil fill system, and if you can, when I take off the cap, most vehicles that on this cap, they have that little symbol right there, and that'll give you a hint that that's where you put the oil in. That's just where, that's the stick where you would check it. And the little cap that I just showed you guys, that's where you will use a funnel, and that's where you will pour the oil into your engine. It's important to add oil in small amounts and never add oil past the dipstick's max level. Too much oil in your engine can be just as bad as too little. Lastly, you will remove the funnel and replace the dipstick and oil fill cap back in their proper locations, and I just showed you guys where that was. So now that you know, we have now learned how to properly pop our hood, how to check our oils levels checking with the dipstick, and where to refill and add as needed. Most say to add about 4 quarts, but you'll slowly add one by one. That way you can make sure and double check that you're not going too far with your oil. So now that you have learned how to properly check and replace oil as needed, you are now ready to enjoy the open road with a safe and fully functioning vehicle. Oil is such an important and crucial part of your car's operating system. Therefore, without the proper maintenance and attention, your vehicle's engine would not be able to function to its highest potential. So now that I have informed you guys on how to lift your hood, check your oil levels, and add oil, you are now ready to enjoy the open road and hopefully not have to worry about burning your engine up. So I hope you guys saw this and thought it was very helpful to you guys, and I guess I will get to you guys later.